downstairs. "Yo!" Jason yelled as he bust through the lobby. He could see some of the girls trying to hide their plastic cups of liquor when they saw him. The sisters seated in the car continued smoking and listening to the trunk-rattling music. "Yo, Gwinn, what the fuck you doing?" Unit 2, Chapter 1. Jason Jordan Jr. Fucking punk's gonna want to know my name soon enough. J3. Date, August 17th, 2006. I need more. I need something more. Junior tried not to yell aloud, but his frustration surpassed his restraint. He stepped between the two parked cars and hopped over the curb as he crossed onto Needham Avenue. I need more to work with, God. He examined all that he could lay his eyes upon, ensuring himself that no one was watching. He was looking into the windows of vacant Spelman High School across the street when his cell phone rang. Incoming call, Lucretia. "Yes, baby," he asked. "Where you at?" "The store. What's up?" "Bring the baby some more wipes," Lucretia demanded. "We finished all those wipes from Target the other day?" "Yeah, and can you bring me some bleach too?" When Junior disconnected the call, he could only look up to the sky and express his discontent. "This can't be what it is, God. This can't be life. I need this music shit to work. I need something. I need more for my family. Damn." He was so upset and defeated that he was on the verge of tears. Junior had been going back and forth to court for the past 2 months, dealing with traffic tickets that he had got while driving to Lucretia's baby shower in April. His cell phone was about to get cut off, and most of the money that he'd saved from joining the workforce full-time last year was dried up. Lucretia had just returned to work from a maternity leave and hadn't seen a full paycheck yet, and Anthony was running through diapers like they were going out of style. Junior's list of responsibilities had the completion of his demo and his music career in general on ice. All of the above made him feel like he'd be stuck at his crappy job parking cars and taking orders forever. Junior turned around and headed back to his 224th Street apartment. He usually didn't go this far when he took his late-night walks to clear his mind, but he'd been feeling increased pressure lately, and the nearly 2 miles that he stole may have been the reason he didn't bust. 9:36 p.m. the same night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Junior stopped his forward momentum as he realized that Lucretia had gotten Anthony to go to sleep. He stuck his head through the cracked door and checked on his new family. Lucretia's full, round breasts were exposed as Anthony's open mouth was still touching her erect nipple. She smiled to acknowledge Junior, though neither of them uttered a word, with mutual desire to keep the baby asleep. Junior crept back and into the hallway closet and began getting his clothes ready for work tomorrow. He plugged in the iron and cut on the sports network to check the highlights while the iron warmed up. Then he went into the kitchen and took a spoon to the pot of soup from the night before that Lucretia heated up. "Greedy," Lucretia said, standing behind him adjusting her maternity bra. Junior placed the spoon in the sink, walked over to her, and caressed one of her breasts. "I'm still hungry," he said. I'm about to go to sleep." He deflated. "Damn, Creesh, our lives getting too boring, baby. It's called growing up. Tomorrow is closeout Saturday. I gotta be to work early. And speaking of which," she leaned against the wall and looked up into Junior's eyes. "I got a couple to refi their home to pay off a high priority account. I may be getting a fat bonus check next month." "Cool. How much you getting?" Junior asked as he covered the pot on the stove. "It should be enough to get my engagement ring off layaway," she suggested with a hint of sparkle in her eye. As Junior turned to open the refrigerator, he could feel Lucretia's eyes on his back. "You know what I'm saying, Junior?" 5 days later. "I hate this job." Junior continued tossing an oil-stained softball off the frail wooden wall in the company trailer. His legs were folded one over the other, and he'd been singing to himself for the past few minutes. "I hate this job." Junior saw Miss Anderson roll through the Atlantic Avenue entrance in her red Honda. He removed the used ticket stub from his back pocket and scratched off the previous timestamp. What's up, Miss Anderson? Hey, hun, how you doing? She asked as she pulled her handbag and laptop carrying case from the back seat. I'm good. You looking right today, Miss Anderson. Junior commented in admiration of her personal style and healthy body. You think so? She turned to expose her curvy backside to him. My butt don't look too big in this? He tried to preserve his cool and keep his hormones in check. Nah, that's good. You good. He placed the ticket in the windshield wipers and handed her the stub. Thank you. She strutted off and hurried into downtown Brooklyn to start her day. You want it washed? Yeah, go ahead, wash it for me. 8:14 p.m. the same night. Biggie Smalls, Machine Gun Funk. Which verse? Red Out asked as he lit another cigarette from his chair in front of the trackboard. All of them shits was fire, D said. Shut. Red Out waved his hands, thoroughly frustrated. The fuck up. We asked what's the hottest verse of all time and you gonna name a whole fucking song. That's a good choice though. Jeff, one of the studio engineers, said to pick D up. Fuck that nigga and his choice. I should pound you out right now, Red Out said as he cringed his fist and sat forward in his seat. Say something. Chill out, Red. You be breaking on people for no reason. What you got, Red? Best rap verse of all time, Jeff asked for the sake of not allowing Red Out the chance to work himself up. Red Out slammed down a strong palm, hitting the trackboard with such force that he sent the wireless mouse in front of him airborne. Nas, it ain't hard to tell. The last verse. Junior had been sitting on the snore couch in the corner listening to the BX Bombers discuss everyone else's business but their own for the past 10 minutes. He couldn't continue hanging around talking about the legends in a room full of music-producing equipment that could one day make him a legend in his own right. Yo, I'm about to hop in the booth. Y'all bullshitting, he said. Hold up, J3. We about to finish this Dance With Me track from last week. I'm trying to find it now, Jeff said as he searched through the files on the computer monitor he was seated in front of. I gotta get home, my dude. I got a newborn. Creesh waiting on me. Y'all sitting up here bullshitting. Junior got up and slid the soundproof screen door open to leave the room. He walked through the guys rolling dice in the hallway and into Money Black's office all the way in the back. Money Black was seated behind his compact wooden desk with Desiree, his Monday chick, seated on his lap, fondling his diamond chain. What up, boy? How's the baby? He asked as he pushed his gold-toned shades up his nose. Junior smiled, filled with fatherly pride. Little man doing good, getting bigger every day, smarter, all that. Good, Money Black uttered as he returned a kiss from Desiree. Yeah, no doubt. But yo, Black, I was wondering if I could get in the booth and lay down this track before I get out of here. Yeah, boy. Why, somebody in there? He scooted over in his leather-bound chair and peeked through the blinds. Nah, well, fucking kids. Money Black pounded his fist onto his desk, rattling his jewelry. He pushed Desiree in her back. Get up. He made his way through the engineering room, where he invested over $20,000 of his hard-earned dollars, and interrupted the bomber's conversation. Yo, what's up? What y'all doing in here? We're about to work on them joints from last week. Well, what the hell y'all waiting for? We trying... Let this boy get in the booth and do what he need to do. Y'all can take that talking shit somewhere else. This is a place for making music, making hits. Go ahead. Money Black directed Junior towards the vocal booth. Go make me a hit. The next day. 'Cause see, God is doing a new thing. Can I get a witness? Junior sat in the seat with secret optimism that Pastor Redden was somehow referring to his music and the apparent industry shift away from the more hardcore lyrics. He hadn't been praying as much as he'd like, but he figured he had to be the only aspiring rapper sitting in church right now. And therefore, if someone were going to get a record deal, surely it should be him. Moments ago, Junior was spaced out, letting his mind ponder on anything but the sermon in front of him. But the pastor began to grab his attention again. Unfortunately, just as Junior started paying closer attention, the choir segued into a musical number, and Pastor Redden stopped preaching the word to sing and dance yet again. You know they could have paid me to do the music and perform, Junior whispered to Lucretia, as they continued clapping in the name of the Lord. 5:49 p.m., the same day. Hollis lifted Anthony from Lucretia's arm as she saw him smiling at her. "Aw, come here, little man." She secured him and began tickling him with a single finger to his stomach. "That's my little nephew." "Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's Auntie's nephew." The innocence and serenity of the baby's laughter filled the living room with peaceful and relaxing vibes that could only be felt on a Sunday. "Where y'all went? To Alabaster?" Hollis asked Junior, who was sprawled out across the couch. "No, Mount Holyoke on Madison." Lucretia spoke in praise of her man. "Oh, okay." Hollis took a grape from the fruit bowl on the table. "So what's the word for the day?" she asked. Lucretia once again decided to do the talking. "He was talking about God and how he gonna be doing a new thing, how all the things is changing, yup." She sucked her teeth and smoothed out her ghetto tone before continuing. "How there might be a black president soon, and how people starting to become more environmentally friendly. You know, like, they be talking about saving the planet and stuff." "Yup, girl." Though she didn't show it, Hollis found amusement in the way Lucretia expressed herself. Hollis's peers at school, her teachers and acquaintances, would see someone like Lucretia as lacking in something or in need of. But she spoke passionately from her soul, and Hollis had a certain level of admiration for that. Hollis wiped Anthony's mouth and continued to keep him entertained. "You daggone right God's doing a new thing," Hollis said. "You want something to drink? Please?" Lucretia grabbed her and Junior's cup off the table before she got up and went into the kitchen. "So how you doing?" Junior asked his sister before turning down the volume on a preseason football game. "I'm good. Can't complain. I'm getting ready for my senior year." "That's what's up. Bust that out." "You heard from your crazy-ass father?" Junior asked. "Yeah, he been coming around lately." "Yeah, lately." Junior tried to speak through the deep yawn and deeper stretch of his upper body. "He working yet?" "Not that I know of. He's still working on this music thing," Hollis said. "What he think? He gonna rap and not work for the rest of his life?" "I can't call it. You know Daddy." "Here you go." Lucretia re-entered the room and set Hollis's drink and a coaster on the table. "I'm tired as hell." Junior propped his feet up on the table, turned up the volume on the game, and closed his eyes. When he awoke, the game was coming back from halftime, and the living room was empty. He shut his eyes and continued napping. 11:50 p.m., the same day. More often than not, Junior would get lost in his son's face. Anthony's striking similarities, parallel with his innocence, he took Junior to another place. "Look at my little man. What's up?" he asked his son, as if he had the ability to answer. Anthony's face shifted from obscurity on the brink of irritation to delight as he mumbled to his father. "What y'all doing?" Lucretia asked. "Go to sleep, Creech. We chillin', bonding," Junior assured her. Lucretia turned around and buried her face into the pillow on the other side of the bed. Junior quietly took Anthony into the living room and placed him in a powder blue body pillow on the couch. "You all right? You good?" he asked Anthony before walking away. The baby responded with a faint, sloppy-lipped smile that ignited his father's soul. Junior went to the stereo and played the disc of instrumentals and tried to find the right words to rhyme as he watched his son watching him. "I got us, little man. You hear me? I'm gonna make it happen for us. You're not gonna have to grow up like I did." 12:02 p.m., the next day. Red Out trotted fiercely in a loose tank top and Cincinnati Reds fitted hat towards New City parking lot trailer. His red bandana and gold chains flew through the humid city air as he made his way. Junior saw him through the window and figured he came from court on State Street, although he didn't remember him catching any cases in Brooklyn. "Yo, son," Red Out extended his hand to dab Junior up. "Rhyme and Reason, them hood DVD niggas, they want you to battle the boy Danger Manger for Tear the Streets Up Part 2. Red Out looked into Junior's surprised face and urged him on. This could be your ticket, fam. Shit, I'm with it. When they trying to do it? Now, nigga, Red Owl said. Now? Now. I'm not ready now. I don't really got no battle raps ready like that. My dude, Danger Manger's on his way to 125th right now. It's a one-time offer, baby. So, if you serious about trying to get on, we need to get uptown and handle this business. 2:43 p.m. the same day. I got bars and I spend them all day like outfielders. Be in the club deep with thugs and drug dealers, knife wheelers. This boy can't be serious, must be delirious. You cats squealers, burn your whiskers with the 4/5. A southern player, diamonds accent my tea like a tilde. Your girl's a horse, Mr. Edward and Griller. Go ahead, sonny, put your body in your burrow. An AT-alien punk, they breed us to be thorough. The crowd in front of the Magic Johnson Theater was warmed up. Some were hyped off of Danger Manger's verse, some weren't moved. The young City Boy crew members slapped each other fives as their headman finished his verse, confident they were taking a freestyle crown back down south. Even with the hometown support, Danger Manger won the first round. But Junior wasn't defeated. He stepped up through the live Harlem crowd and ended the battle. Nigga, I'm a NYC banger, microphone cord strangler. Wild beast tamer, fuck a nigga named Manger. J3 is imminent danger. You the lamest of the wanksters, you nameless and a faker. Spit out my razor and shank ya, click back and bang ya. Send flamers at you strangers. Soon enough, I'll fill Madison Square like the Rangers. Rearrange your face with the banger. It's time I eat your food. This northern hospitality, so pardon the man for being rude. Never stay in one spot for too long, I'm too strong. Not lukewarm, that sucker shit that you on. Could've shot you cowards instead of the nuke bomb. But this rhyme and reason DVD, so you faggots gotta learn. 9:59 p.m. the same night. Yo, I ripped him, baby. I'm telling you, I straight ripped him. Lucretia smiled, visibly happy that her man was so happy. She rubbed his shoulders, now giving half of her attention to a text message that came through on her phone. When I finished my verse, the crowd went crazy, like, oh, J3 is the truth and all that. The weather was beginning to change. Junior was wearing a navy blue hooded sweater, and Lucretia was keeping warm with a light baby fat jacket. Junior pulled her towards him, and she descended onto his lap, resting her head on his shoulders. Who you talking to? Junior asked, nodding towards her cell phone. Amanda. She said Anthony just went to sleep. Junior now understood why she finally allowed herself to kick her feet up and relax. I'm telling you, baby, when this rap shit take off, we gonna live the good life. We gonna get married and all that. Lucretia remained silent for a moment before looking up at him with a higher level of sincerity. When's the last time we came down here, Jay? I don't know. We were still in high school. Sophomore year. Junior was taken aback by her holler. She busted out laughing, amused at his apprehension. Sorry, she apologized. You need to calm the hell down. I swear, you need Ritalin sometimes. Nah, but listen. Lucretia tried to speak through her schoolgirl laughter. Junior could still make her laugh. I know because I remember when I got to school the next day, Mrs. Stockton was riding my ass for not being in PM homeroom. Because we cut half that day. Yeah, you right, Junior concurred while staring off into Harlem. Mrs. Stockton, with her crazy ass. I remember she used to tell me damn near every day that I wasn't going to be shit in life. Jason Jordan, Lucretia mocked their Jamaican homeroom teacher. Jason Jordan, stop singing that rap in my classroom. You don't know I have nothing to do better with your life. The couple enjoyed more laughter. Junior admired the fact that after 6 years of companionship, he and Lucretia could still joke around. Not many things could lighten his mood nowadays. Life had taken on a new level of reality since Anthony was born. Junior looked down at his lady and caressed the top of her head as they continued to sit and reminisce. In high school, Junior's friends often called Lucretia out of her name behind her back due to her reputation, a reputation which, after Junior got to know her, he discovered was ill-deserved. Today, she was Junior's partner, hand in hand in their most important task of both their lives, raising their son. She was family, Junior could no longer look at her without seeing himself. I see you ain't having no problems fitting into your old clothes, Junior complimented as he rubbed the palm along her denim-wrapped thighs. You like that? She asked as she reached up and softly rubbed his face. Out of nowhere, Junior asked, why we need a ring to get married, baby? Who said we need a ring? I told you we could have gone to City Hall last year, Junior. He remained without a response, as he did vividly recall. Lucretia didn't let him off the hook so easily. What you forgot? She inquired with a roll of her neck. Nah, Junior admitted. I do remember you saying something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I meant would have put all that extra pressure on yourselves just to satisfy your egos sometime. I'm a simple chick. I don't need much. I heard that. Junior brandished a proud smirk, as if he was particularly pleased with her this evening. Then he dropped his head back and continued to take in the quieter side of Harlem. We can do this right now, Lucretia boldly reinforced her statement. We should do it right now. Do what? Junior asked. Get married. What you mean right now? We don't have no rings, no vows, pasta? We got everything. Lucretia rose from his lap and straightened out her clothes. Marriage is a union before God. We don't need none of that stuff. You a rapper. You can't bust some vows off the top of your head? Junior laughed aloud. You serious? She didn't respond, and she didn't break eye contact with him either. All right, he agreed. Lucretia took him by the hand, and the couple strolled along one of Mount Morris's many walking paths. This is where, as high school sweethearts, they used to spend hours kissing and filling up on one another before going home. Lucretia seemed to be glowing with every step of the way. They were ascending up a hill where an old fire department memorial statue stood, the place where they shared their first kiss. Lucretia looked up to the sky and examined it as if she were trying to locate a particular point. She turned around, still searching. There it is. She pointed out the bright, full moon that seemed to be looming over Fifth Avenue. I'll take my vows under the moon tonight. You can take yours tomorrow under the sun. You ready? So just you going tonight? Junior asked. Yeah, she flashed her pearly white teeth, since you're such a punk. All right, cool, Junior said. Okay, God, she turned back to the moon. Please understand that I love this man and I would do anything for him. She looked up into Junior's eyes, no longer smiling. He has given me the greatest gift that I could ever receive through the birth of my son. Her cool and collectedness escaped her as she began to shed tears. I'm proud of the sort of the man he's become. He's come a long way from finger-popping girls in the hallway and cutting class with his boys every day. Junior bust out laughing. You can't say that in front of God. Why not? You think he don't know? Somewhere in Junior's face and gestures, Lucretia saw that he got a point. Anyway, she turned back to the heavens. God, I pray that you strengthen us as a unit. I ask that you keep our hearts and minds clean, that you may see us through the tough times and guide us as a family to peace and happiness. She took a deep breath and hung her head as if humble before a Lord. She kept her eyes to the earth beneath her. Accept my promise to love him in sickness and health, for rich and poor, to death do us apart. Amen. Junior noticed the tender change on her face and reached out and grabbed his best friend. She broke out in tears the instant he wrapped his arms around her. He embraced her as he looked up to the sky where she just put a dedication of love. While caressing her, he mentally re-examined the old adage that God doesn't put anything on one's shoulders that they can't handle. He snuck a peek at the moon. Damn, now I got a wife too, he thought. When they got home, Amanda, the babysitter, was asleep on the couch with the baby lying on her chest. Lucretia situated Anthony in his crib, and Junior paid Amanda before escorting her out. Lucretia went in the bathroom to wash up. When she came out, she lit an aromatherapy candle and climbed on Junior, reminding him of where home was and how it came to be that way. 6:56 p.m. The next morning. Good morning, Junior greeted Lucretia, who was sitting at the kitchen table feeding Anthony from her right breast. What's up, baby? He leaned over the back of her chair and planted a kiss on her cheek, then headed for the fridge. I'm about to put on a pot of grits, she informed him. Nah, don't even worry about it. He shut the fridge and grabbed the apple off the table. I gotta handle some business this morning before I go to work. Lucretia laid the baby across her shoulder to burp him. Wasn't you supposed to do something else this morning? She asked as she patted Anthony on his back and tried to figure out why Junior was moving so suspiciously. What? Oh, that's right. He darted to the back of the apartment to get his new city parking jacket. I have to pay that damn traffic ticket today. Shit. He ran back over to Lucretia to grab another kiss and one from Anthony. Yo, baby, I gotta talk to you later, too. I'm thinking about tagging on my father's tour sometime next month as an opening act, but I gotta run. I'ma call you. 10 days later. Junior squeezed the softball in his hand with all the might in his fist and launched it back off the trailer wall. He had so much that he wanted to confide in his friend, so much running through his head, but there was nothing left to say. Junior knew he was going to have to start doing. He squeezed the softball again and fired it out the door. I'm about to go super hard at this music shit, fam. I got a kid and I'm married, Junior added as if he forgot. Redout laughed and continued skimming through the We Got Next magazine in his hand. Word, ain't trying to be no Al Bundy ass nigga. Although he wasn't in a joking mood, Junior chuckled. Redout flipped through the magazine and checked out an eye-catching ad before handing a hip-hop periodical to Junior. Didn't you say you was thinking about linking up with them? Who that? Junior asked before checking out the full-page advertisement. NYCMC, New York City Music Cartel, Second Infantry Tour, 2006, www.onthebooksent.com. I know you don't mess with him like that, but call him, see what's up, Redout suggested. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Redout handed Junior his cell phone, as he knew Junior didn't have any daytime minutes on his. Go ahead. Right now? Yes, nigga. What is with you and later? Junior took the phone and removed his own phone from his pocket to access his father's number. Damn, that beamer is sick. Check that out, Redout said to Marvin, who was returning from parking a car in the back row. Junior stuck a phone in his ear and stood to his feet. What's up, Pops? He hopped from the trailer to the ground in search of privacy, only to look up and see a customer who just parked their car on the far side of the lot. Yo, Redout, stamp a ticket for me? Redout slid a parking access through the timestamp on the desk. I'm gonna make your boss put me on payroll as much work as I be doing around here. Good looking out. Junior snatched the ticket from him and handed it to the customer, giving each thing he was doing about half his attention. Here you go, sir. The gentleman grilled Junior before walking away, as if dissatisfied with his service. Junior wasn't concerned in the least, returning back to his phone conversation. I'm chilling, man, working my ass off trying to get by, you know. I'm still trying to get this demo together. Business was beginning to pick up. Another car pulled in, and Marvin had just gone off to his break. He's doing good, man, doing real good. Getting bigger every day. Junior remained on the phone as the customer who pulled in got his briefcase together in the car. That's actually what I want to talk to you about, Pops. I see y'all doing another tour. Or rather, do y'all have room for another MC? The patron stepped out of his car, and a tall blonde in a black skirt emerged from the passenger side. Here you go, sir. Junior handed the man his ticket, then focused back on his conversation. How much can you guarantee paying me? Yo, hold up a sec, Pops. Junior yelled at the odd couple headed for the State Street exit. You want it washed? No, don't wash it. Just park it. Junior could see Redout laughing at him through the trailer door. Yeah, Pops, that sounds good. Right now, I just need a chance. We're having a hard time making ends meet. So I'm going to call you later to discuss everything in details. All right, peace. Junior ended the call and headed back to the office. That nigga played you, Redout said from his chair in front of the entrance, referring to the customer who just left. Junior eyeballed a man walking through the fence surrounding the lot. Fucking punk's gonna want to talk to me soon enough. What happened? Red Out asked. What you mean what happened? You ain't hear him talk down to me? Just park it? Genius. I heard him. What did your father say? Oh, it's a go. I'm going on tour. 11:59 p.m. the same night. Lucretia's arms were folded with attitude, staring at Junior as if she was about to kick his ass. Junior, I don't think you should be leaving me and the baby right now. This can't wait. Junior stood his ground, although he couldn't maintain constant eye contact with her for some reason. It can't, baby. I need to do this. I feel like less of a fucking man right now. When we go out, all I see is prices, gas, food, dessert prices. If we get this, we can't get that. I'm not happy like this. I'm not happy. That's just how it is, Junior. You can't have it all. Lucretia tried to reason with him. Fuck that, he hollered over her, waking the baby. I'm not trying to hear all that. I'm going. I'm going to go try this out. If I fail, I'll be back home. If I succeed, Junior grabbed his wife with both his hands in an attempt to reassure her. I'll be back home. Unit 2, Chapter 2. Okay, hurry up, please. I'm a businesswoman. I got things to do. LaRonda Williams. Date, September 9th, 2006. The sun was on the verge of setting. Junior's pants were beginning to saturate. He tried to maneuver his umbrella to block as much of the downpour as possible. He looked over the stump, who was fully focused on what Junior knew not. Junior had gotten uncomfortable being the only person in the entourage asking so many questions in the weeks that he'd been on board, so he kept his mouth shut and continued to protect him and LaRonda from the rain. There it go, Stump said astutely. There what go? Let's go. LaRonda grabbed Junior by the shirt sleeve and pulled him off the curb to the courtyard of the motel across the street. Stump waited outside while her and Junior went in. Hi, I have reservations under Miss Teresa Bird. Junior casually looked through the heavily reinforced glass that the clerk was behind, then around the office. He spotted a security camera in the upper right corner and stared into the lens momentarily. He looked into the black car outside at Stacky, who was looking back at him through the windshield. It was then that he realized that he hadn't seen Buck or Flo in 2 days. The clerk dropped a pair of access cards and a single envelope under the opening of the protective shield. Come on, LaRonda snatched him up yet again. They made their way through the propped exit door to the staircase, then up to the second floor. They then walked the entire length of the corridor without exchanging a word. LaRonda stopped in front of the last door on the left side, room 219. She unlocked the door and held it open for him. Wait in here, she instructed Junior, who did as he was told. 8:52 p.m. the same night. Junior rolled his lanky body around the king-size bed. The room had grown completely dark as the sun had set, and he fell asleep without any lights or the television on. His eyes had trouble readjusting to the high glare from the open doorway. He could make out Force's large body, his father by his thick, abstract dreads, and LaRonda to Jason's right. Junior blocked his face from the highlight, still trying to shake his slumber. Let's go. 2:45 a.m. the same night. The three-car entourage sped down the I-95 interstate, South Carolina bound. Although he was dead tired, Junior couldn't sleep with so much going on around him. There was roadkill seemingly every mile of the way. Stump was in the front seat with his pen animatedly to his book of rhymes, and EPMD was blasting from the stereo. Yo, Pops, what's up with this mysterious mob-type shit we on? I feel like I'm ducking the feds here. LaRonda laughed, still controlling the wheel, navigating through the heavy tropical storm. Stump turned around grinning at Jason, who kept his eyes in his Quran, as if he had no intentions on answering Junior's question. Hello, Junior called. Tekk closed his book, using his finger as a page marker, and replied, The hip-hop task force is on our asses. Wait, why? Fuck why. All that matters is that they are. Don't worry, you gonna be all right, though. Excuse your father, Junior, LaRonda interjected, looking at Junior through the rearview mirror. He's looking for something, and he don't know that he don't have to be such a jerk about things in the meantime. Junior didn't quite understand what she was talking about, but he smiled along anyway. Jason looked at LaRonda, who stuck her tongue out at him from the front seat. Anyway, you ready to rock the mic, boy? He asked his son as he lightened the mood. Yeah, I was born ready. Good, because you're going on stage tonight at Club Dodgers. Tonight? Junior asked. Well, it's after midnight, so yeah. You ready, right? Yeah, I guess. I never did a show before. You better be ready, kid, because this ain't Motown. We do things a little differently out here. 11:20 p.m. the next day. Junior had been pacing to and fro backstage since Tekk began spitting the first few lines for the last verse of his new single to the crowd. He and Force were the only crew members not on stage. Buck sang along with Tekk at his leisure as he drifted from point to point hyping the crowd up. Junior cracked a smile, watching his father and LaRonda grind on one another as she sang the closing hook. Tekk wrapped one of his bulging, perspiring arms around her as she capped off the song with a note that the SC locals were sure to remember. Stump faded the beat and yelled into the microphone. Yeah, that's what it is, Columbus. Check this out. I got my boy straight out the BX coming to the stage. He murdering the mixtape game in NYC right now. Y'all know what it is. Put your motherfucking hands together for my man J3. 3:12 a.m. the same night. Junior walked alongside LaRonda to the front desk as the rest of the entourage waited in the large, lavish, International Inn lobby. Hello, my name is LaRonda Williams. I have reservations for the New York City CMC Music Group. Junior squinted in curiosity as he'd never heard NYCMC referred to in that manner. He could hear LaRonda using her out of Harlem voice, yet and still, he noticed a genuine change in her. She hadn't been dressing as flashy as he usually saw her, and she seemed bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and she was bending over backwards to help his father whatever he needed. Yes, please, right this way. The elevator was filled to capacity. Junior felt his cell phone vibrate in his pocket, but couldn't answer it as he was squished between Buck and a young lady he'd never met before. Stacky and Margot were tipsy off the champagne they'd been popping since back in the dressing room at Club Dodgers. Junior noticed Stacky staring rudely at the concierge as the elevator made its way to the top floor. What's your name, homie? Mr. James Alexander, the bagman responded with a distinct level of professionalism. J.A., Com shouted in a drunken abruptness. Like Jamaica. An inebriated blonde who followed the crew from the club threw in her 2 cents. Like Ja, Buck tagged in for the hell of it. Lot of mercy. You Jamaican, my nigga? The elevator saturated with laughter at Mr. Alexander's expense. Ding. The concierge was clearly uncomfortable being the butt of the group's jokes and was saved by the elevator bell. Here we go, the top floor. The elevator went up and down for the next several minutes, dropping off party people to the royal suite. The hotel room had become nearly as energetic and loud as the club they just left. 3:53 a.m., the same night. Damn, shorty, your accent is crazy heavy. Where you from? Richmond, Kentucky? The young lady smiled at Stacky, holding her champagne flute near her chest with a certain hint of elegance. Damn, they producing asses like that in Kentucky? Stacky asked rhetorically as he peeped at the mound of flesh behind her. He turned to Buck. That's official tissue. We need to get a couple cribs down south, get that exclusive access, you dig? Buck switched his hand that he was holding his bottle of Hennessy in and grabbed a handful of the girls behind. What y'all doing here, Ma? She laughed. Oh, you got strong hands. She looked at Buck as if she were feeling him feeling her. She grabbed her friend by the shoulder. Me and my girls heading to Myrtle Beach tomorrow. Why, y'all trying to do something? Junior watched from the sofa across the room as Buck and Stacky walked to privacy with their company. He continued pretending to listen to Com, who was sitting behind him. I maxed out on the 5 to 15, same parole, Got a 32-month bid, fucked that up, kept shanking niggas. Junior shook his head, barely following Khan's line of discussion. He took another sip of Johnny Walker Red and allowed Khan to finish venting. Seen parole again. They said, inmate has not deterred criminal behavior. Inmate has likeliness to commit same offense. I ended up maxing out. Junior excused himself and walked across the room to the balcony where he figured he was sure to find some junior time. He leaned his forearm on the metal railing and looked out into the night as he contemplated on what Lucretia and Anthony were doing. A feeling of a deep void crept from his soul, and he hung his head. He wondered how long it would be before he was back home completing the balance in his family, how long before he got the capital he was in search of. He pulled out a cell phone and scrolled through the pictures Lucretia sent him from her and the baby's outing to Central Park last weekend. You missed them, huh? Junior turned, shocked to see his father standing behind him. Yeah. He wanted to formulate a more elaborate response to convey just how much his family meant to him, but he was still trying to figure out how he didn't hear his father walk up behind him. Jason shut the screen door with great ease as he joined Junior overlooking the city. Did you miss us all the time you were gone? Jason looked down onto busy International Boulevard and motionless. Junior wasn't sure if he heard him or if he just wasn't going to answer the question. He looked at his father with a hidden compassion, as if he regretted possibly hurting his feelings. I mean, what, you don't think I missed y'all? Tekk interrupted. Junior looked away. Well, why'd you leave? I ain't leave you. Your mother took you and she left me, Jason said, hard in his face and squeezing his fist. Junior could see that he hit a nerve, but he still had questions that needed answers, and he pushed anyway. Well, forget all that. What about Gwinn? She's growing up without a father, and that shit ain't cool. It ain't, Tekk said. It ain't. Gwynn's special, though. She represents when I start trying with this whole life shit. I seen you and Hollis. You was my little man, and that was my little lady. But the world just enveloped y'all. It was like I didn't stand a motherfucking chance. In the hospital, there was all these people pulling you here, taking you there. Then at home, then we get there, some more motherfuckers. And somehow, some way, it never stopped. The enemy got to you. Jason looked sharply in another direction as if he were called by something Junior couldn't see. Junior looked at his face and could tell that he was speaking sincerely as he continued. They wanted you to wear this damn hat or watch that fucking cartoon. It's like, what the fuck? Miserable, unhappy, misguided, all sorts of motherfuckers, each with their own sets of problems, gonna try to put you on a path? Jason employed his hands to further articulate himself. So if you go this way, you have high blood pressure and, I don't know, you're socially withdrawn. But if you go that way, then you get so much pussy that it destroys your life and you develop a drug addiction. You're gonna have this problem or that problem. You need a law. That's what you need first, last, and always. And it would have been easier to show that to you the younger you are. Because now you need proof. All three of y'all. Even though the proof is all around you, you still need more ill shit to happen for you to believe. Come on, Junior smudged his face, irritated. What the hell you talking about? How you know that? Junior asked. 'Cause your ass don't put the Lord first. When was the last time you gave thanks, prostrated yourself, or gave something to someone less fortunate than you? Jason could see his son transitioning to a state to which he was only waiting to talk and not listening, but he continued to speak over him. I don't need to ask those questions. Jason waved Junior's pending statements off. I was you. I been where you are. I wasn't gonna been with Gwinn. I wanted to do certain things with her as a father, and I was wrong according to your mother, according to your grandmother, and everyone else y'all swear love y'all so fucking much. Them niggas don't love y'all as much as you think. They're mostly infatuated with the possibility of having another stupid little ass them running around. Misery always did love company. Jason laughed to himself and shook his dreads with a wiggle of his head. Shit, you judging me. Why'd you leave your family? Junior responded explosively. That's a completely different situation. I left in search of a better living for us, so my wife and kid could have nice things and we could go to nice places and shit. And I'm going right back. I ain't leave cause, well, what the fuck you thought I was in search of? Jason asked. Junior turned around to the party and folded behind him and folded his arms. Looks like you was messing around with your music. Come on, son. Don't be like an ignorant man who can't see what's right before his eyes, Jason said as he turned away in an emotional state that Junior hadn't seen in years. The music was my particular path. It made me free and gave me independence. How can I have been a good father to you without being my own man and having peace of mind? Having to depend on another man for my livelihood. You were supposed to be my partner in this shit, not hate me for it. Junior shrugged his shoulders, not looking to entertain his father's superficially deep logic any further. He took a seat behind him and hunched over. I'm not trying to hear all that, Pops. You should have been there for Gwinn. I don't care. You right. You are right. But life is long, kid, and I'm here now for you when you need me. And I'm going to be there for her, my daughter, when she need me. Trust that. God got a path for her, and it's going to run through me at some point. She's just going to have to decide if she fuck with God. Junior's frustrations toppled. His mother's issues with her dad started to make more sense as he responded to his rambling. What the hell does God have to do with you? What, you think you some kind of prophet? Using fuck and God in the same sentence? Nigga, I'm Allah's boy. Who the fuck are you? Tekk asked. LaRonda opened the screen door and stuck her head through. Babe, come here. I want to introduce you to Max from Wreck House Records. He's very interested in meeting you. October 1st, 2006. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. The crew was heading to Jacksonville to kick off a Florida campaign of shows, in-store signings, and fun in the sun, beginning with a street festival this Wednesday. Maroon 5 was grooving from the speakers as per Jason's request, who was sitting next to Junior in the back seat, flipping through a folder of documents. And I would gladly hit the road, get up and go if I knew there's some way that would lead me back to you. You sent Lucretia money this week? Jason asked Junior, who was checking out the scenery out his window. Nah, I'ma send her out the show money from Wednesday, though. Jason reached in his pocket and pulled out a wad of manicured bills. He gave Junior $350. Tell her to give a little something to your mother out of that. Ain't this a bitch? LaRonda said from the front. Junior looked at LaRonda puzzled. Jason turned around and looked out the rear view, then shoved all the documents on his lap into a leather briefcase between his legs. Don't worry about it, sweetie. We're clean right now. What the hell they gonna do? Give us a ticket? Margot sped up, getting parallel with their rented Honda. LaRonda rolled down the window. What you want me to do? He yelled from the adjacent traffic lane. Jason scooted up and pointed forward. Margot pulled up in front of them. Junior turned to locate Stacky and Flo's car, but the flashing lights from the police cruiser rattled his nerve and he turned back quickly. When was the last time y'all been to church? Jason folded one of his legs over the other and looked directly at Junior. What? We're going to church after this. Church? LaRonda asked via the rearview mirror as she pulled the car over to the shoulder of the highway. The Holy Quran instructs us that we will find the closest of our friends among those who call themselves Christians. So we should go see what they're up to, Jason said. May I see your license and registration, please? LaRonda already had the paperwork in her hand. She gave it to the officer outside a window. You know these guys? He pointed to Margot and Stacky's cars, parked a few yards ahead of them. Yeah, those are my peoples. Why'd they pull over? 'Cause we don't play that. Why'd you pull me over? Officer. I'll be right back. He looked down at her license, Miss Drexel, and just want to make sure all your information is okay. Okay, please hurry up. I'm a businesswoman. I have things to do, LaRonda said. As the officer turned and walked away, he caught a glimpse of Junior looking at him and Jason on his cell phone. And who are these guys, and why are both of them sitting in the back? That's my imam, LaRonda responded with her usual sharpness. Your imam, he questioned. You're Muslim? Yes, and I don't want you causing him any trouble. He has a tremendous workload. She looked at Tekk. Right, messenger? She smiled. The officer looked down at Jason's briefcase, then back at the black and gold Quran to his side. He looked up at the road at Stacky in his European luxury car, and Margot and Calm's ever-watchful eyes. Here, he shoved the documents back through the window. Start using your turn signal, please. This ain't New York, girl. He took one last look at the dread. Y'all have a nice day. 11:27 a.m. the same day. I don't believe this nigga got me in church. You can't say nigga in church. Oh, we going to hell. Junior slapped his head in confusion. In the process, he removed his Blue Jays fitted hat. He saw his father, who was ahead of him with LaBronda, remove the turban on his head for the first time in over 3 days. His long, deep brown locks fell to either side, somehow making Junior more uncomfortable entering the Lord's house with his present company. And they brought the woman before Jesus, and they told him, this woman has been accused of adultery. That's a sin punishable by death under Mosaic law. This woman has to be stoned to death. The small congregation was gathered in near silence, tuned into the pastor. Junior smiled affably with the people who stared at him as he walked along their far left aisle in search of a place to sit. LaRonda's cell phone ringer ripped through the air as it was necessary for her to lower her alert to vibrate, which she did before stuffing the phone back into a Rockaway purse. Sorry, he could hear her as she turned to his father. They act like they want to kill us. And Jesus said, let him who is without sin cast the first stone. And the people all around him were so touched by their own consciousness, they were awakened by this man's words that they all left. Junior took a seat next to Stacky and Buck. He lowered his phone alert as well before giving the pastor his full attention. Stacky raised the 2 rose gold pendants draped from around his neck and dropped them on the other side of his champion sweater. Margot and Calm had taken seats somewhere on the right-hand side of the church. Did you people come here for service? The pastor interrupted the service to address the hip-hop foreigners. You people. We know why we're here, Reverend, Jason responded on behalf of the group, locking bitter eyes with the pastor. The pastor filled with a sort of elderly pride and toughness. Anyhow, as I was saying, whatever it is you're looking for, whatever you desire in life, Jesus will provide for you. He has provided time after time without single failure. Jesus is the God. The pastor stopped and looked at Jason, who interrupted yet again. I'm sorry. He leaned over his podium with a sharp arrogance. Do you have a problem, son? I'm not your son. I'm simply correcting you, brother. You said Jesus will provide. I think you meant to say God. This is a house of the Lord, right? All praise be to He. LaRonda and Stump had visible trouble containing their laughter. Junior buried his face in his hands with hopes that he could just disappear. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Margot yelled from the very last row on the right. Son, I think it would be best for you and your entourage to excuse yourselves if you came here looking for trouble. I'm sorry, Reverend, I'm sorry. I ain't come here looking for trouble. I apologize. I'll be quiet. Go ahead. One could feel the vibe in the church disturbed. The congregation began whispering among themselves. The pastor looked into his holy Bible, which seemed to provide him with the patience he needed to continue to address his followers. After a brief meditative pause, the word went forth. When Jesus comes with the power, and He will never fail, He will save you. He will show you the error of your ways and help you make you a better mother, a better father. Junior's heartbeat skipped as his cell phone rang. He was nearly certain that he had switched his alert to vibrate. With the instinct and precision of a ninja, he pulled the phone out from his holster and rejected the call, stopping the alert after only a single, low-tone ring, which no one seemed to notice. See, that's because Jesus has all the power over all things. Jason turned to the woman in his pew with a baffled look across his face. Why does he keep saying Jesus? Oh, would you just get out of here? The woman said aloud, highly aggravated. Young man, how about we do this? The preacher removed his reading glasses and looked at Jason with a rejuvenated cool. How about you come up here and you preach the word, since you can't seem to stop running your mouth in my church? Without the slightest hesitation, Jason clapped his hands and stood to his feet. Great. He was eager to relieve the elder pastor, who was visibly surprised by his acceptance. When he got to the elevated podium, he addressed the people in somewhat playful mood. All right, peace, guys. He raised his right hand, smiling like a child. All the NYCMC members seemed delighted to see Architekk at the helm, save for Junior, who wanted no parts of this. All right, who in here knows God? Jason rubbed the palms of his hands together in exceeding confidence before grabbing either side of the wooden podium, aligning himself up with the microphone. Who here knows God? He asked to no response. All right, well, I know him. That's my father. And before I begin, I'm going to raise my hand to the sky and ask my father to please accept this offering. And if I should be so stupid as to lead his people astray, you can go ahead and take my life right here and right now. No sense in procrastinating. There was something in his presence, in his swagger, his glow, that commanded attention. Your father loves you, but you got to understand that he also loves the person next to you as well. Like, how dare you, when I come to my father's house, where his children are gathered, supposedly in his name, look at me and my people some kind of way. Some of my friends ain't been to church in years, and I bring them here and y'all want to judge? What if they wasn't strong enough to handle that? Jason grabbed the mic and began walking along the stage. What if we didn't know God and know that we were welcome? Then what? Then back to the world we go, to spread mischief, further astray. That's sowing bad seeds in the earth. And we all know we reap what we sow, right? He shook his head, concurring with himself. Right? He turned to the pastor. So you cast the first stone. I guess that means you the ones without sin. But luckily, we ain't even come here to get into all that. Fortunately for you, we came here in the name of peace, he said, displaying his hands defenselessly. We come bringing glad tidings, truth, and the courageous word of victory to God's beautiful children. My father's doing a new thing. Your days of praising men, exalting men as if they were God, simply because you need something you can see to praise, because of the shakiness in your faith. Your days of ascribing belittling falsehoods, demeaning accusations to my Lord. Your days of hypocrisy, secretly trying to save your own asses. Your days of misused collection plate funds. Your hoard of wealth and greed, getting fat for the sake of getting fat. Mismanagement of natural resources, mistreatment of women and children. Your days of consuming without producing is done. The pastor stood up. That's enough. My father has many seeds in the field. You can't frustrate his plan in the least. It's chess, not checkers. The pastor covered the microphone. Jason looked down at him and smiled as he stepped down from the altar and up the center aisle out of the church. The next day, music and free spirits governed the scene. Junior stopped jolting to either side and leaned against the wall behind him and let the girl he was dancing with do a thing. He peeped beneath the opening of her gold blouse and examined her smooth brown skin. She turned to face him, wrapping her arms around his shoulders and grinding into his midsection. They indulged in a lingering stare before Junior noticed a tense commotion at the bar to the far right. Junior saw Stacky turn his Yankee fitted to the back and was certain he could read his lips from across the room. What's up, nigga? Stacky was trying to push his way through a group of people who were holding him back. What up then, nigga? Junior shoved his dance partner to the side and tried to make his way through the dense crowd. The man that Stacky was jawing off with was being suppressed between two bar stools. Junior had to walk down a small set of stairs to get to Stacky, who had no backup from what Junior could tell. He tried to sneak around a couple that was dancing just before the stairs as the tension in the club rose. Yo, fuck that. Stacky tossed the people in front of him to the side and lunged a punch in his counterpart's face, inciting what seemed like the beginning of anarchy. Oh shit, somebody got a gun. People ran frantically. Junior was trampled by a group of ladies on the stairs who were scrambling to get out of harm's way and were pushed aside by other fleeing guests looking to do the same. He lost his footing and fell along with countless others down the steps. He got up quickly as to avoid being crushed. He tried to stabilize himself. He reached down and picked up his cell phone that dropped on the floor and saw someone who he assumed was Stacky run past him and up the stairs. A group of guys, all in white t-shirts, pursued. A separate altercation broke out near the bathrooms, sending security into an uproar. Junior finally spotted his team near the bathroom by their matching Yankee hats and leather jackets. He ran up to Force and Jason. "Yo, they chasing Stacky," he declared, pressed for air. "They went that way." They all headed for the exit, searching for Stacky. More isolated fights broke out all over the place. Police arrived and fired rounds of pepper spray inside, sending people storming out. Minute after unsuccessful minute of searching around outside, and after numerous phone calls, they still hadn't located Stacky. "Yo, you sure he left the club?" Jason asked Junior with his eyes scrolling through the multitude of people. "Yeah. You positive he not still in there?" "Yes," Junior insisted. After several more moments, Margot proposed that they go wait by Stacky's car, knowing that if things got too crazy, the Stacky would be sure to head for his trunk. They made their way to Stacky's Saab, parked a few blocks away on the quiet side of the street. The Rhonda took Margot's Jeep and waited in front of the club in case he showed up there. "Where the fuck he at?" Barker asked no one particular, as Stacky's phone went to voicemail yet again. Fresh out of ideas, they stood in cluelessness until a beep from Stacky's car alarm broke the silence. All eyes turned to the Saab. The head and tail lights flashed, and one could hear the latch on the trunk release. Junior looked over to his father, who just turned away from looking at him and was now focused in the direction where commotion was building. "Come here, motherfucker! Catch him, Mo!" Stacky darted around the corner of the building, moving as fast as he could. A split second later, a short, heavy-set thug in a white t-shirt appeared, chasing Stacky with all his might. He had a broken bottle in his hand. As if he could feel him closing in, Stacky turned around and threw his hands up, tagging the man several times with jabs and weaving his malicious stabbing attempts. "Fuck him up, Stack, that's right," Margot yelled as he made his way over from the middle of the street. "Yeah, what's up, Harlem style, bitch?" "They right here." Jason took a few steps and peeped around the corner that Stacky emerged from. Oh, shit. Heavy gunshots ripped through the air. Junior ran and ducked behind an old Buick parked beside Stacky's car. Force pulled his large handgun on the advancing army of pissed-off locals and began firing back. Junior could hear at least 2 other handguns busting off, and his body froze. He snuck to the front of the car he was using as a shield and cringed to the earth. From his new position, Junior could see his father reach into Stacky's trunk and pull out a shotgun. Oh, God. More gunfire ensued. Junior peeped around the car to confirm the safety of his new location and saw Stacky's body lying dead in the streets. His eyes were open and a stream of blood flew from the side of his mouth. Junior shed desperate tears as he didn't see any realistic way he was going to walk away from this alive. Jason was firing his weapon just a few feet away. Each distinct round shook the ground to which they stood. Margot was